It's Slim Show.
What's up?
Yo,
What is
Jack
up, Jack?
Thomas from
What
Just
up,
Conversation
guys?
Podcast. What's happening, dude?
Nothing, man. Was just bumping to that Eminem track you guys had playing there.
Old school, man.
Hell yeah, taking it old as hell. What?
That was the ridge. Fuck. How you been, dude?
Dude, everything's been great. I've been fine. How you guys been over here running your empire?
Chilling on top of that empire till it falls
That's
apart
it.
under my feet.
Word. Was listening to that crazy fucking episode of Too Many Rapes. The hell is wrong with you guys?
Oh, I just wanted a silly warts episode. And I was like drunk on absinthe, and I was just like, I was in my kitchen. I was trying to think of what the Driz song should be. That's how I based that episode. I'm like, what could the Driz song be? And I thought of warts in my shorts, so I started laughing. And then I ate half an Edwards pie, and then I wrote the episode.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's like rock
How
bottom.
is that
That's
the
rock
order
bottom.
of steps that led to that.
He picked a great time too, because I woke up this morning, I took a shit, and I wiped my ass, and there was a big old fucking pimple or something down there, and it hurt like a bitch.
Oh, so
Oh man,
it was based on a
the
true
nature of an ass pimple. How much does that suck?
I've never had ass pimples.
Maybe it was an ass wart. I don't know. Whatever was a fucking hurt when you wiped it. All right.
Oh man, shit! I think I touched on something. That absinthe opened a portal into like I saw a whole bunch of shit. I saw the future.
You
I
saw the moment I was going to wake up with an ass wart,
I'm
and you were
this
like,
is gonna
"This
happen.
works."
This is happening. Oh my god, that trumps everything I was going to talk to Jack about. Jack, I wanted to say thank you though for having me on.
No problem. Thanks for
was a
being
ton of
on.
fun. No problem, dude. No problem. And I remember when we were talking, you said you don't watch TV, but you watch our show every week.
Yeah. I'm not the biggest on television. I'm not big on I have a problem kind of staying still for too long.
Whoa. So I'm honored. So I
Yeah.
keep you still?
Yeah.
hold
Well,
you
I'm
still.
doing a bunch. The good thing about a radio show is I can do 800 million things while I'm
Yep.
listening.
Nice. What do you normally multitask? What is your other processes while you're
Well, I'm usually
listening?
working on other crap art, preparing things for our own little empire or whatnot. So I'm always
Yes.
kind of doing 2 to 3 things at the same time, and it helps to have some kind of audio background to keep the mind distracted while the mundane, repetitive tasks get accomplished.
Yeah, I actually prefer listening to a podcast when I'm doing tasks like that over like music. Like music doesn't do it for me, but like I can fucking clean my house and clean everything as long as I got a couple podcasts lined up and ready to listen to.
I need the music. I can't rock
See,
without the
both
music.
things are good. Interesting enough, it's more about distracting the brain's processing function. So if you were to put music with words that you're very used to, you're more likely to distract yourself and sing along, becoming less productive, versus music with no words or having a podcast that's teaching you something that you're not familiar with. Your mind gets distracted learning rather than trying to replicate.
That's interesting.
Nice. I saw you did a show on the Loch Ness Monster. Did you guys find that fucker?
Oh yeah, we definitely did. We found them in the bottom of the Loch Ness Lake, where there's a base run by cat people.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought. That's what I was thought was going on.
Yeah. I listened to a little bit of your cat person.
There's more to the cat people?
Yeah, it was before the Loch Ness. There was just like an episode you did where you went on and on about like cats. Like, and I listened to a little bit here and there, but it was just reminiscent of a character I have named
Lil Bob.
Lil Bob, Conspiraslim, who also believes that like cats are like these ancient Egyptian like gods that are trying to take over the world.
Whoa.
But doesn't that make perfect sense, though? If you look at all
Right.
the hieroglyphs and all the information from the ancient eras, we have these paintings on walls. We have texts that describe sort of the worship of these creatures. And to this day, we're very sort of captivated by cats. Like, if you see a stray dog walking outside, you're more likely to, like, recoil and be like, no, I don't know if it's going to bite me or
Not
whatever.
going by
But
that
you see
thing.
a cat,
Yeah.
you immediately operate everything you have.
Come here. And the cat never wants you. The cat never
Yeah.
wants you. The cat's like, fuck you. I'm out. I'm going to wipe my ass.
Yeah,
on
they
someone.
already feel superior. They're like, fuck
Yeah.
that human garbage.
Cats fucking do that shit where you gotta play by their rules. Like, if I ever pick my cat up to, like, hold him, he will jump the fuck off. But, like, when he wants to sit on me, he's gonna fucking sit on me. But never by my choice.
He's the boss.
Yeah, because to a cat, you're the pet.
Yeah. Like he's like, what the fuck you holding me for? I don't want to be held right now.
I'm more intrigued by this than Loch Ness.
That's actually pretty interesting in its own because there was a study. I don't know how long ago it was, maybe a couple of 10 years or so. Where they were finding out why cats are capable of catching mice, and they sort of released a sort of pheromone that sort of numbs the mice and makes them stupid to a cat.
Dude.
And it seems to affect humans too. They kind of tame us with their pheromones and their stares and behaviors.
I've legit watched, I don't know how long, many months ago, I would legit watch 3 stray kittens smacking around a mouse in the street. The mouse was squeaking, and the mouse would just sit there and chill for a minute, and then it would start moving, and then they'd smack it around again. It was the best thing I ever saw, and I was just outside for an hour just watching this one night. It was the best. It's the best shit I ever saw. And they were so cute. I'm like, oh, they're just playing. They're just playing, these little cats.
Yeah, they're playing murder. It's how it goes.
Playing murder.
Why can't we play murder then, Jack?
I mean, we do. We just have different values on how to approach that situation.
Gotcha. So we're under control by the cat people. What about lizards, though? Where do they come in?
Oh, the lizards come from Mars, bro.
Slambo's all about them lizards. He talks about
Knows
that.
a lot about the lizard
Yeah,
people.
lizard people and shit.
Well, no, see, the thing is that the lizard people, the reptilians, they're actually the Native Americans. They were originally lizard people, and then the people from coming on the Mayflower, they arrived and they killed all the male lizard people and mated with all the female lizard people, and that's how we got today's lizard people.
Watered down lizard people.
Yeah.
See, I was thinking the lizard people are the Xbox, and the cats are the PlayStations.
Yes, there's that elite kind of top tier that are the cat people, and the lizard people are just the other thing.
Yeah.
But then where do the Greys fit into all this?
They're the switches.
The Greys, alien Greys, that's a whole other problem. See, there's a behind-the-scenes war happening between creatures that aren't humans for control of humanity. That includes the lizard people through politics, and it includes the cat people through religion, and it includes the Greys through science, working with NASA and stuff, and they're all kind of fighting to control humanity in our brains at all
Who's
times.
the best alliance to team with? Because I want that winning team.
It depends on what your preferences are. If you want to join sort of the scientific movement, you line up with the Greys because they're going to give you technology to fight this war.
Ooh,
Nice.
That sounds the best. I love the cats, though. I just love little cats in a basket.
Then you got to
adorable.
approach that through religion. You got to get to the Pope for that one.
Oh, I don't want to go to church. Maybe
don't-
aliens. Aliens.
I mean, you don't have to go to church. You just have to approach it through a religious kind of pathway. Go find a molesto priest, and they probably have a couple of things to tell you.
I don't know why, but I'm a huge fan of a band called Clutch, and one of their lines just popped into my brain. They have a song called "The Prison Planet." One of the lines is Red Rover, Bob Lazar's coming over."
Who?
Bob Lazar, man.
What? You know who Bob Lazar is?
You don't know who Bob Lazar is?
The head lizard?
No.
No.
Wow, that would have been cool.
If anything, he's a freaking gray implant or something.
Who's Bob Lazar?
Did you, Jack? Did you watch that
he
that Bob
related to-
Lazar documentary
Is
on
he related
Netflix?
to Elon Tusk?
No.
No, but I heard his reveal on the Joe Rogan.
Okay, yeah.
Is he the guy that played chess?
No, Bob.
No.
Bob,
Search for,
Bob Lazar worked on worked for Area 51, or worked on a base. It wasn't Area 51. It was a base near Area 51 on a UFO.
I was thinking of Bobby Fischer. Where's Bobby
That's
Fischer?
chess.
Okay.
He worked
That's
on
what I want to
chessboard,
know. Yeah.
I mean, look, for all we know, there's some kind of crossover between a guy playing
Right.
chess and a dude who worked with aliens.
Yes.
Well,
Only
you
aliens
figure
know how to play chess.
the reason why Bobby Fischer was so good is because the aliens taught him how to be that good, how to be better peak human condition at chess.
Yes, because they gave us the technology that made the robot that beat him in the first
I was
place,
going to
right?
ask, what about Chessbot?
It's all just training.
Chessbot.
The chess
Bot.
chess bot beat Bob Fisher over here, and then what happens is they're trying to optimize humans and trying to optimize machines at the same time for their sake.
Yeah, they're trying to fuck with us with their robots.
Actually, I would argue that Greys are already sort of a human hybrid with aliens.
So are they in competition with Chessbot? Who's going to take
Probably.
Chessbot down?
I thought they made ChessBot.
Oh,
They made Chessbot, and they trained Fisher.
What about Chessbot with the really big boobs?
That's a different animal.
Oh, yeah, that's another problem. That's probably lizard related.
Yeah.
What about Stonehenge? Where does that come into play?
Stonehenge? Well, if we assume the name comes from sort of subtext kind of thing, a bunch of stoners got together, made this, and then forgot how they made it.
I was thinking of hinges, but they forgot how to spell it, so it was henges.
It could have been. Maybe they used hinges to build it. But they were
Yes.
stoned and then forgot. So
I was
they would
thinking the
have
Easter
Stonehenge.
Island road, like stone guys made it, and they were just like.
I
fuck.
always thought Stonehenge was where the leprechauns hid their gold because they built the stones to create a rainbow.
I thought that's
so
where
that,
they
like, in the middle of where all the stones are set up, and they have like a reflector on the stones that create a rainbow that shines into the middle where their pot of gold
Yeah,
is.
but that's what brought the Loch Ness into our dimension.
Yeah, it was through a portal.
Yes, Stonehenge.
created by the leprechauns.
Yes.
Oh, see, I didn't know that much. I just
Yes,
knew that
it
they
all fits
created
together.
Stonehenge.
Yeah, because you gotta understand that the cat people work with mysticism, and the leprechauns are just a creation by the cat people in the first place.
Yes,
so then the
Lam.
leprechauns, through sort of a fairy kind of technology of magic, created the portal through which we got Loch Ness. It all makes perfect sense.
Yes.
See, I didn't know that. That blew my mind. I knew about the leprechauns and Stonehenge, but I didn't know that they were created by the cat people.
That's how I read leprechaun texts.
I mean, you gotta understand, the cat people made everything. They're God.
Yeah. What about the stock market? Where's that falling, Jack? And is it going to crash again in 2020?
Yes, and that was made by the Illuminati in order to protect the universe.
Right.
Yeah, what we do at the Illuminati headquarters is try to scope out the major problems, sort of like human stupidity, and then we implement systems to try to protect human stupidity from imploding.
How do I be a member of the Illuminati headquarters?
You need to send 23andMe a sample of your DNA and they'll clone you.
I got to use
So wait,
tissue.
but then does that mean the clone gets to join the Illuminati, but the real Rob doesn't
But does
get to
the
join?
real Rob know what the clone knows?
Here's the
real.
thing, yes, and they're going to kill the real Rob so that the clone could be controlled because he's going to be made with that in his genes already.
What if the real Rob already has a clone that's going to kill the other clone?
That actually happened once. We had a problem where we didn't know that a clone was cloned, and there were two clones, and then he came to kill the original, but he doesn't know if he killed the clone or the original, and so we got two of the same roaming, and we don't know which one's a clone or not.
Well, obviously, is Cloney McClonerson is the real clone.
Is the cloner with the boner?
The cloner with the boner?
Can a clone reproduce?
Yes! And I
Wow.
think it's
Does it-
extremely beneficial to the future that we do that.
Does it produce clones?
I mean, that's a complicated question, right?
Right?
It's a child of a clone, but it's not a clone itself.
Right.
Are children clones?
I think it's just a human, because it's not a copy of anything.
My brain hurts.
my clone hurts.
Your clone hurts.
And so does Slim's asshole.
It's got a big old pimple on it.
Well, no, realistically speaking, I think cloning would make sense. And I totally, undeniably believe that 23andMe and the other one, Ancestry,
Yes.
they're totally using your technology to, like, clone you.
Yeah, and run by the cats. I was thinking Slim's asshole might be a portal, just like Stonehenge, with that pimple.
I mean, if you ever wiped and there was blood, chances are something already came through the portal.
It's too late. It's too late.
Yeah.
That's like Fooly Cooley when he got the forehead bump.
God, that is one of the best animes ever made, period.
Is it not? It's not. Yeah, it totally is. It fucking makes no sense, but all sense at once.
Yes, it is like the weirdest, most chaotic mess. Like, if you watch that high, it's perfectly logical.
Have you seen the other seasons, Jack? Because I love season 2, but 3 I was out. I was out on.
No, I only saw the original.
Yeah, like
that's what
about
I
a year
saw,
ago or 2 years ago, they came out with 2 more seasons. And the second one, I didn't know I was going to like, but I ended up loving. And the third one just ended up being total garbage to me.
Really? I gotta look into that. I haven't
Yeah.
seen that since the original aired on fucking Toonami or some shit.
Yes. But yeah, definitely check out the other seasons. Like I said, the second I loved, and the third I wanted to love, but I didn't. I did not.
Where do you guys land with Death Note?
Oh, I loved it.
liked Death
I
Note, yeah.
loved it the whole way through.
Yeah.
All the way through, even after L died?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I did is I originally when I watched it like 10 years ago, I stopped watching after Elle died.
I remember you told me
but
that.
Yeah, but I recently, maybe like a year or two ago, have revisited and watched the whole series, and I think it really all kind of comes together very well, and I like the ending. I like the way that Light is eventually defeated and the way that it's defeated, and I think
Spoiler alert.
that you need to watch the entire thing.
And I watched it when I was older. I think I was already in my 30s. Slim was younger when he fucking
Originally,
saw
yeah.
it.
Originally, I was like 20, and then like recently, I think 30 maybe was when I rewatched it.
And maybe that's the thing. I don't know. But yeah, I remember Slim saying he couldn't watch it after the first season.
Do you guys think you can use, if that notebook was real and it was in your hands, you think you'd have the capacity to use it knowing what it does?
I could use it, and yeah,
absolutely, because
I would have been caught way earlier, I feel.
I think there's... This is like a...
I would have took the eyes. I would have took the eyes.
There's this like in my opinion, this like real psychological thing where you go fuck with yourself, where like, because you're just writing a name in a notebook and you're saying what happens and that person dies, like,
or
you weren't present for it.
Yeah.
You didn't really watch it. You just wrote it down in a notebook and it happened. It's not really your fault, right?
It's like
even though you know that it's like you can kind of distance yourself from it, right? Well, that's just a coincidence.
I feel like there's a characteristic of not being there that sort of detaches you. Even if you find out through the news that it really did happen, you sort of feel not part of it, thus allowing anybody to become kind of a monster. Quote unquote, in that kind of way.
It's very much what we see with the internet and what people can do behind the keys.
Just the fact that they made him like this internet sensation, Kira.
Yeah.
Like it was not a person; it was just this entity out there. Like it was great.
Behind a mask, I think anyone can become a monster.
Yes. I think the social kind of norms, the social contract stops us from doing those kinds of things. Even if we think we're reckless and kind of off the chain, in front of other people, we still abide by at least some of the social contract rules.
Yes.
But behind this sort of anonymous thing, it seems like everybody's a monster when they're anonymous.
Are you familiar with magician Darren Brown?
Yes.
Did you see his one? He did an episode that was like that, where he took like a group of people and they are watching video of a guy, like a real guy living a life, and they get to make decisions for this guy. And as this experiment went on, they were just making like shitty things happen to this dude. And it was like easy for them to do because there are a crowd, like an ominous crowd behind a mask. And it's just very interesting.
I didn't see that particularly, but that reminds me a lot of the prison experiment, where the people were just, their names were stripped off and they were given just ID numbers and called officer if you were on the police side. And this just mentality of nobody knows who you are escalated the experiment so much. Like 3 days in, they had to stop it or some shit because they were really abusing the fake prisoners.
Yeah. It's ridiculous, like what we're capable of under anonymity.
What about Sasquatch? Where does he fit in all this?
Sasquatch is master of anonymity. Any picture, people think that their like cameras are messed up or whatever, but it's just that Sasquatch is blurry.
Oh, he produces it around him.
He's just inherently blurry. He can turn it off and off himself, and you will always see him blurry.
Does he have the ability to make other people or things blurry as well?
No, just himself. But
just
here's
himself.
An interesting thing. There's I don't remember what book this was, but there's a research paper, or a book of research papers, where people just describe sort of their accounts of this. And it seems like Sasquatch might himself be some sort of mystical creature with like either alien powers or be from another dimension or something like that.
I was thinking he came from the Hollow Earth.
No, the Hollow Earth is for lizard people.
Oh, okay. Because I wanted to go there. I thought it was cool, so I found out about the lizard people.
Yeah. Well, what happens with Hollow Earth is that at the center of the Earth, there's a giant portal through which the lizard people originally got here from Universe 2.
I thought that's where Hitler went.
To Universe 2?
Yeah. I don't even think he died. I think he just went with a G.
What's Universe 2 like? Is it like very similar?
A G spot.
Yes,
to this
it's
Earth?
very, very similar. And in Universe 2, the lizard people come from Mars.
Right. And Nelson Mandela died in prison in Universe 2.
He's still
No,
alive.
Nelson Mandela never existed in Universe 2.
I thought he was
that's
president.
Mind-bending.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in Star Wars, they in fact did say, Luke, I'm your father. Is that the line? Yeah, that's the line.
Yeah. Luke, I am your father.
Han shot
Yeah.
first. Han shot first. Is all I know.
But only in Universe 2.
But only in Universe 2.
Right. In this universe, they didn't say Luke. They just said, I am your father.
Yes, exactly.
Oh.
As well as like in 9/11, you know how some show the plane with the missile under it and others don't? Okay, so over there you can see the missile clearly, and the videos we have of where it's not are just from over here.
I thought that was Rape Force.
That was Rape Force. Oh yeah, you're totally right. Wait, right. They can travel through time. They probably
Yes.
slipped in and out of a couple of different interdimensional portals leading them to other universes.
Time rapists.
And we're like, we have the Illuminati. Universe 2 has a group called the Deus Group.
The Dagos?
The Deus Group.
The Wops? The Guineas? The Italians are not as good as the Illuminatis.
The Italians. Oh man, who knows? The Italians and the Jews essentially run the world, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
And
people don't
Hollywood.
realize that what is it? The Pope is Italian?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Like people think it's Catholicism that's ruling the world, but it's the Italians ruling
Italianism.
Catholicism that then rules the world.
Utopia. Italytopia is where I want to be. It's
I think
amore.
we should all build our own cult and try to do the same shit. Like, what is a religion if not a functional cult, right?
I just want pizza. That's all I want. If you got pizza, I'll join. I'll kill. With the Death Note, I'll do anything.
Maybe, man, that'd be crazy. See, in the United States, that'd be an easy one to start. You just like, hey, we'll give you free food, and it's all fast food if you join our revolution against religion and against the government. And people would just join for like a cheeseburger.
The McNazis!
Yeah, man, the McNazis.
I was just reading an article that confirmed that Donald Trump's favorite food is in fact McDonald's.
What? I think we're cracking this right now. McNazis.
Bro, the McNazis. Maybe that's already a thing, and we're just like uncovering this, and one of us is just gonna be off tomorrow.
Oh, none of us are going to be here tomorrow.
That's the only reason Trump became president, so that he can turn McDonald's into the McNazis.
But wasn't the McDonald's owner already like revealed to be some kind of racist douchebag or something?
Yes!
But he didn't
Red
have
Cook, Ron Cook.
he didn't have the amount of power that Trump was able to attain.
Now he does.
So the owner of McDonald's and Trump have teamed together, and we're like, in order for us to create McNazis, one of us needs to become one of us needs to become president, and it was Donald who was chosen to do that.
And
This is fascinating because this makes perfect sense if you think about it. This is kind of like the whole Hillary adrenochrome problem with pizza related. It's just the burger part of that.
I was thinking
Maybe
Hillary
they
Cake.
also have
Pizza
children
Gate.
in McDonald's basements, and they're draining them of blood, and then they're feeding these blood burger McNazi sandwiches things to the adults, and then making an army of these brainwashed like Trump followers.
Wow. How do I continue living after knowing this?
How do I get more of nuggets? How do I get nuggets?
How do I
There's a
move
simple
forward?
solution. We all have to go work for Burger King.
We all have to go
This
eat
is true.
fast food.
So that's the only way you're going to take down McNazis is by combining and uniting to all become Burger King, eventually turning into Burger Emperor.
Kingdom. Yeah,
King-
Burger,
yes.
Burger Kingdom.
Burger
Burger.
Kingdom. But all of our souls need to unite to become one consciousness to become the Burger Emperor.
So
and
kill
that
me
is
now.
the
Gotta
only
we gotta use
way.
the methods of the left to beat the methods of the right. So we got to
correct.
get super woke with Burger King in order to do this.
We have to work with Burger King. There's no way to avoid
There's
that.
no other way. You got to get super woke and work for Burger King.
Well, thank you,
Which, to
Jack.
be fair, already sounds like the left community who all work for Burger King.
Well, that's a lot to sit on right now. Jack, we have to wrap this up, but it has been a blast, as always.
No problem, broski.
Fuck yeah. Where can everybody find you?
As usual, you guys can find me anywhere. You just look for the Just Conversation podcast. You can find that on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. You can find clips, the highlights on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and stuff like that. So pretty much anywhere, just type in Just Convo Pod, and you will hear our nonsense.
And my nonsense.
Yes, you guests on. You're our most recent guest, actually.
Fuck yeah. And you're our most recent guest until the next guest. Thank you, Jack.
Until a couple of minutes.
5 minutes from now. Yeah.
Hey, savor that, and savor those McNazis. We'll talk soon, my friend.
Love you, Jack.
Great. Enjoy your night, guys.
You too, my clone.
Yes, sir. Deuces.
Peace.